A bookmark. Mark your place or use its sharp edge to slit somebody's throat. Sure, why not, you know? Hello my loves and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and we're at the start of another weekly reading vlog. Okay, we're starting a few days early, but I just got back off holiday. I landed last night and I have come back to lots of book mail. So I wanted to open all of this, so we're going to be doing that in a second. I also want to do a bit of decorating because I got some spiderweb and decorative bats while I was away, so I'm thinking to decorate that today, and I also want to put it in this vlog, so again have to start it early. And then I'll talk about the books I plan on reading, although I probably won't start them. Oh, actually I might start them tomorrow. We're gonna see. This vlog's a bit chaotic because I'm also wrapping up the holiday vlog because I have a book in that video that I haven't finished reading and I didn't get far into it, so I'm really hoping that over the next couple of days I can just finish it, like cram it all done, get it done. We're gonna see. So we're starting this one while the other one's still going on, but only for a couple of days. It will be fine. It's fine. It will make sense. But let's get into this book mail because I am so excited for these. So most of these are actually pre-orders. These three are pre-orders and this one should be my Loch Library book book subscription. However, I think this is the same as one of the books I've pre-ordered. So we're going to have to see if that's the case. If it is, then I'll return it and keep the Loch Library one. Okay, let's just go with the little ones first then. Let's go with this one. By the way, I hope you're all doing really well. And is anyone else ready for spooky season? Because I am so ready for spooky season. In case you can't tell, I am channeling the inner spooky season. I am so ready for it. Like 100%. Okay, and this one, I'm so excited for this book. Look how beautiful. So this is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. This is her newest book out. It's actually a dark academia book and just look how gorgeous, and those sprayed edges. Oh, lovely. Loving the end papers. Do we have anything under the dust jacket? If they do, they've really outdone themselves. Oh yes, the only enemy is the sea. Oh, I love this. This is a beautiful edition. Stones, well done. Is a book that was on my anticipated releases video. Highly excited for this one. As I said, a dark academia book. We're following Effie, and Effie's always believed in fairy tales, and she's been haunted by the Fairy King and found solace only in the pages of Anghard, which is Emery's Meridan's beloved epic about a mortal girl who falls in love with the Fairy King and then destroys him. This author, she gets an opportunity to go to their manor to redo it. She's an architecture student and things start getting really weird and unusual. It's a book I'm so excited for, and oh yeah, beautiful. Love it. So Ava Reid, I've only read one of their books. I read Juniper and Thorn, absolutely loved it, loved the vibes in that. I'm actually planning to read The Wolf and the Woodsman this week, so I did start it at the start of the month. I only got 14 pages in, but I'm thinking to read this one on my work lunch breaks because there is a Kindle version of this book, so I might pick that up because it's quite cheap at the minute and be able to read that as my work lunch breaks. Although saying that, it's not a big book, so I might just be able to take this and read it physically on my lunch breaks at work. I'm at work for the next 7 days after this, so well, starting tomorrow. I'm thinking that that's the book I'm gonna read while I'm at work. I love it. I can't sit there on lunch eating my lunch without reading a book. Like, it's just a crime. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. And oh, I'm so excited to read this. I really want to read it in October, but if you've seen my October TBR, it's ridiculous and messy and I'm never going to be able to read it all, but I'm so excited for all of it. And I am doing a bit more of a mood read month in October, which may actually continue into November and December because I have so many books I want to read and I know the books that I want to read. So I don't know if I'm going to do TBRs for November and December. I might just do, instead of the game, I might do maybe like 3 rolls and then a list of other books that I want to read instead of the full TBR game. There's just so many books that I want to get to. So yeah, thinking I might do that. I might end up reading this in October, if not definitely November. I am so excited for it. So yeah, this is, looks so good. It's so pretty and oh my gosh, yeah. Anyway, that's amazing, and you also know the book that I'm going to be reading this week. As for anything else that I'm reading this week, it honestly depends what I get read this weekend. when I wrap up the holiday vlog as to what I read this week, because it might be just continuing over book. We're gonna see. We've got this week where I really want to just wrap up everything that I've been reading in September, so I'm nice and free for October, and I feel like The Wolf and the Woodsman is a perfect segue into October because it's a little bit spooky and it's Ava Reid. She's got gorgeous writing with a good decadent atmosphere. It's so good, so I feel like that's going to be a good segue into it. But I might also have a couple of books that I need to finish for September to finish in this week, so that might happen. Right, let's move on to the next one. Let's go. This one seems rather small. I think I know what this one is. Obviously I pre-ordered them, but I think this is a Picture of Dorian Gray retelling, potentially. Yes. Oh, look at those edges. And this is the book that I feel like is the same, because I was scrolling through Instagram this morning and I got spoiled for the Locked Library book, and I think potentially it's the same as this, which is Every Exquisite Thing by Laura Stephen. And don't get me wrong, I'm so excited. I clearly want to read it because I pre-ordered it. And am I excited to have an exclusive hardback of this book? Of course. But it does mean that if it is the same, I will be returning this one, which is a shame because it is gorgeous. It's got beautiful edges, but the Locked Library book I pay £20 for. So, yeah, no. Anyway, this one is a seductive and serene exploration of beauty, identity, and what the pursuit of perfection can truly cost. So this is a Picture of Dorian Gray retelling, but with a gender twist on it, and I'm so here for it. This is so good. So we have Penny. Penny is the daughter of a beloved icon and will do anything to continue her mother's legacy, including enrolling at the elite and cutthroat Dorian Drama Academy. So I feel like we're going to have some Dark Academia vibes going on. I don't think it's going to be a full Dark Academia book, but definitely the vibes are there. And again, another one that I want to read in October because yes. Let's continue. So we have Penny's new mentor offers her the chance to have a portrait painted by a mysterious artist who promises immortal beauty to all his subjects. Penny jumps at the chance to join Dorian's most glittering alumni, knowing that stardom will soon be hers. But then her mentor is found murdered, her portrait violently slashed, and as the bodies pile up, Penny realises she's made a terrible mistake. I am so excited for it. It sounds absolutely amazing. I love the Picture of Dorian Gray. It is probably honestly, Jane Eyre used to be my favourite classic, but I haven't read that one since college. I can honestly say out of all the classics that I've read recently, as in like the last few years, the Picture of Dorian Gray is my favourite. The uncensored version. Then this one, another book I'm very, very excited for. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for it. I really got to stop saying that. Like, obviously we're excited because we ordered it. And it is Richard Osman's new book, The Last Devil to Die. So this is the Thursday Murder Club book, the fourth book in that series, and I'm so excited to read it. I need to let Christina know that I've got my copy because we plan on buddy reading this. We buddy read the third one. She's the reason why I even got into these books. Like, I'm so excited. I've got the stenciled edges, absolutely lovely. Always like their end papers. And do we have anything under the dust jacket? Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Because it's the fourth in the series, I'm not going to go into what this one is about. However, the first book, we're following 4 elderly people in a retirement home, and every Thursday they get together to solve cold cases until one day an actual murder happens and they are like, okay, well, we're clearly prepared for this and we're going to investigate and do this. It is just a fun, cozy mystery time. It is so good. One of my favourites. I love the dry humour in it. It is so good. It is so British. It is ridiculous. I love it. But yeah, so this is the fourth one and I will be reading this soon as Christina's got hers and she's ready to. But now let's move on to the Locked Library, which I do think is going to be the same as what I've already got. The Moment of Truth. Is it going to be the book I already have? I mean, am I mad about it if it is? No, because it'd be a lovely hardback book, and it does mean I would have to return that book to Waterstones and you have to choose a new book, which, you know, such hardship. But also I would love it if it wasn't and it was a different one. The last few books, I don't know if you've seen the Locked Library reading vlog, but I read 3 of them in there and they weren't amazing new favourites. Like, one I really liked above the rest, but the other 2 kind of started getting me questioning whether I wanted to continue with this. So I'm really putting hopes on September's and October's pick, and if they aren't things that are really capturing me, I might cancel the subscription, just because as much as I do love it, I'm also spending out money on this and I want it to be books that I know I'm going to enjoy. Tangent aside, let's just do this. It is the same book. Okay, well, props to BookBot subscription, because obviously I wanted this book because I pre-ordered it. But yes, this is Every Exquisite Thing yet again. So let's compare, actually. We can do a proper compare. Absolutely gorgeous. I feel like the colours are a lot more vibrant in this one, and I like the gold frame around the edge. The sprayed edges, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of prefer the sprayed edges on the Waterstones paperback, but these are lovely. Like, that is very nice, although it's just plain up and bottom. Same here, but black. Okay, then we have end papers. Oh, I do like that. That's very nice. Which, obviously, you don't get that with a paperback book. And Under the Dust Jacket, which is the part where Lot Library have won every single time. Like, they really do good Under the Dust Jacket designs. Oof, yeah. They knocked that out of the park. Look how gorgeous that is. Absolutely stunning. I'm loving that. And as part of the Lot Library book, you also get a ribbon bookmark. This time it's in gold. And you also get a letter from the author to the Lot Library readers, which I do like. It says, "Girls don't want beauty, girls want power." So I'm very excited, but it does mean that this one is going to be going back to Waterstones because I just don't need 2 copies. And let's face it, I'm going to keep the gorgeous exclusive hardback because that is beautiful. Okay, well, that one's going back, but never mind. This is the gorgeous, you know what? Every single one of these books have had gorgeous edges. Look at that. That is absolutely stunning. All of these are new releases. I'm very excited for them. The dog's going on one, not our dog, it's the neighbour's dog. So I think that's time that we end this intro. I hope you're all doing well. Let me know what you've been up to, and I will catch up with you in a few days' time with what I'm reading. Very excited to read this one, and honestly, so excited for all the books that I just got. That is so good. But for now, let's go decorate my room a little bit for a little bit of spookiness and go from there. Good evening. I am rather tired and rather rambly as a result. I've tried doing this update a couple times and I haven't really made sense in any of them, but we're going to go with whatever this one ends up being because it's 8:15 of an evening. And yes, that's not late, but it is late for someone that's been up early for work because I'm on my early shifts at work, but I really wanted to talk about the progress that I've made in The Wolf and the Woodsman because I will be continuing it on my lunch break tomorrow at work, so wanted to talk about it now as well. Or before I make progress. Anyway, The Wolf and the Woodsman, I'm up to chapter 11, page 156, and I'm really enjoying this book. I think it's really interesting. I do think if I wasn't so tired, I could definitely make so much more sense of this and be a lot more confident in the things that I think are happening because I don't want to talk about things and get it completely wrong. But at the same time, did I check my facts before doing this update? No. So we're just going to go with it. We're gonna run with it. And the reason why I'm being so weird about this is a lot of this book actually has religious comments. Evie is part of a pagan village. The woodsman that she ends up with is actually also not who they're meant to be. It's actually a prince, and we start learning about his past and the things that are going on in his past, and that's when you really start learning about the religion in this book. Now, I could be slightly wrong in this, but I believe from what I'm reading that the religion the prince is part of, they're seen as Puritans. I think it's meant to represent Christianity, the way Christianity was towards other religions in the past. So obviously paganism was very much like looked down upon. Nope, you can't have this. Obviously women who were seen as witches were very much mistreated, and I believe that's where all of that influence is coming from. So we have these wolf girls that are seen as witches even though they're just in tune with nature, and we have the woodsmen who are what I believe is the representation of Christianity. That is very much like, you're wrong, you don't follow our God. You choose to either follow our God or there are massive consequences and that's it, we must purge you. As a result of this, there is also talk of other religions, other people with different natural magic, and just other people with different beliefs. And I believe one section of that is meant to represent Jewish people, because if I remember correctly, Avery did a TikTok where they made a comment about how this book was looking into how they struggled with their Jewish heritage and the way people can treat them differently for being Jewish, and it was a way of exploring and expressing that. And so I feel that's what this book is looking into. Now again, as I've said, I am rather tired when I'm reading this, so I'm not picking up on all the finer details of this, but I do think it's done well. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying how this book is really exploring your heritage, learning to accept who you are, learning to find a place for yourself, not being apologetic for who you are. I really like Avik as a main character because she really embodies that, of being like, I am a rude person, I am difficult to be around, I don't do the things that people want me to do, and I won't stay quiet for others, and I won't just agree with things, because if that's not what I want to do, I'm not going to do it. And I like how she is so unapologetically herself, even if it's hard and difficult and frustrating. But she's like, if I'm going to be treated this way anyway, why should I make it any easier for anybody? And I really like that about her. So I really enjoy Avik as a character. I enjoy what we're exploring with this book. I'm also really enjoying the atmosphere of this book. It is quite dark. I love the setting. We're in the woods where trees move and things are a bit more darker, a bit gruesome and gory at times, and I really like it. It's like almost like a haunted woods situation where everything's against you, but it just works. And I also really like the fairy tale element of this. Weirdly reminded me of The Witcher in a way, because we have this prince that's going around being a woodsman that's like, I am going to kill monsters and save things for people, although they're doing it for religious reasons, which The Witcher wasn't. But it just reminded me of that. Like, I read The Witcher The Last Wish, and it was a collection of short stories, and it kind of reminded me of little aspects like that just in the very start. I don't know whether it's going to continue like that, but just like a couple of things that were happening that reminded me of like little fairy tales, and make them dark, which, to be fair, fairy tales were always pretty dark. I enjoyed that. I thought it was really interesting. I really am enjoying the setup of this book. I can say out of the two that I've read, or one I've read and one I'm currently reading, I do prefer Juniper and Thorn, but I do like this book and I really enjoy, like I said, just the atmosphere, the things that it's exploring, the fairy tale, like the darker fairy tale element to this, but also exploring the religious and heritage side of things as well. I like it. I think it's really well done, and that was a lot more succinct, and it wasn't even that succinct, but there we go. So yeah, I'm going to continue on with this. I did also barely started a little bit more with Pillars of the Earth, but I have decided I want to finish this book this week, actually, because I haven't got long left. I've got like 200 pages left to go. I really want to get it read. I'm enjoying it so much. I haven't read it for a while now because obviously I went on holiday, didn't take this on holiday with me, but I have been non-stop thinking about it because I really want to finish the book. So I read a tiny bit, and I mean probably about like 10 pages of this today, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm up to chapter 14 part 2, page 876. I'll talk about this more when I actually make more progress with it. You've heard me talk about it a lot across the last like few weeks. It's so good. I'm really enjoying this. It is a great book, a really interesting look at things, and actually looking at religion again. 2 different books doing it in very different ways. really enjoying it. But yeah, that's the plan. I want to finish these this week and go from there. You know what I realised? I've barely read anything in September. Normally, the amount of books that I read a month averages on about 11 books a month, sometimes a bit more if I'm doing my readathon. Yeah, I think I've read like 5 this month. 5. And bearing in mind, okay, some of them, I've had 2 chunky books, I've had 2 DNFs, I've had half of this, and I would have had this. Or maybe that's 6. That's 6 then, if I've had 2 DNF, 2 chunky books. 6 books, there we go, 6. That's still a lot less for me, but I don't actually care because I was on holiday for some of it, so who cares? Why am I going on about this then? I don't know. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna spare us all and go to sleep. Update because I think I'm tired enough that I don't know fully what I'm saying. This is what comes of not having a script to work from, which I never do for any of my videos, and I kind of wish I did sometimes because I have a lot of tired rambles, especially when I'm on day 6 of 7 of my early shifts, which does mean I've only got one left to do and then I'm off for a few days, which is going to be great, but it also means I'm very tired and prone to rambling. So let's do this again. The reading. What have I been reading? To be honest, not much. I haven't been reading of an evening for the last couple of days, so I haven't read any more of The Pillars of the Earth. I do plan to read it this weekend. I really want to finish it up. I am enjoying this book. I just haven't been in the mood to read after work. I've been too tired. All I've been wanting to do is like do things that don't take much concentration. So like yesterday, getting my nails done, which is always something I really enjoy doing because it's just a little bit of me time. Unfortunately, I don't really like the short nails. Like, I love the design and everything. It's just, I am a long nail girly and I really wanted to try short, but yeah, I don't love it. So next time we're definitely going longer again because that's just what I prefer. But I mean, they're cute. They're a cute design. You can't see that, but it was in the B-roll. But it does mean that reading updates, I've only got The Wolf and the Woodsman to talk about, and I've only been reading this when I'm on lunch at work, which has been really working for me. That's the time that I've been really feeling like reading. I like reading with my lunch. I now have 35 pages left of this book to go, and part of me wishes that I finished this before coming on and updating you about this, because a lot of the things I'm about to say, it all depends on the ending as to how this book is going to go for me. So I guess we're going to find out. I do plan on finishing it this evening because it is only 35 pages. So the plan for this evening is have a shower. I need to upload a video, but it uploads on its own. I don't actually have to do anything for that. So it will just be shower, hot drink, and finish this book and then sleep. But I am up to chapter 24, page 364. And I'm really liking the atmosphere still in this book. I still think it really works. It's definitely what I'm in the mood for in terms of atmosphere. Unfortunately, in terms of content, with it being this dark fairy tale, I'm actually not in the mood for that, which is a bit unusual for me because I really like dark retellings. Whether they're fairy tales of classics, etc. I really enjoy that sort of thing, and this book has a lot of elements that remind me of the Grimm's fairy tales, or like I said in the last update, The Witcher, which the more I've read of this book and thought about it, the more that comparison just makes sense in my head, where if we compare the woodsman to Geralt in the sense that they go around slaying all these monsters, although they don't get paid for it and they're not like put down for it, they're actually like revered because it's part of their religion and they're the good guys going around slaying all the monsters. And then we have Evik, who is like Yennefer, and I think that comparison really works. Like once I'd made that comparison in my head, I haven't been able to unsee it. Especially like Yennefer and Evik, the childhood they had, like the difficulties they've had and stuff. I really think it parallels well, and then them coming into themselves with their power and everything. It just reminds me of it. It's reminiscent of one of each other. However, the pacing of this book is also something that I'm not getting on with. So alongside the mood of not being in the mood for a darker fairy tale, I am actually in the mood for a cozy mystery, which I am definitely going to be doing soon. The pacing of this book does seem a little bit too fast for me. There are moments where we're meeting monsters in the forest and it does feel like, oh, we're walking along, oh no, there's a monster, quick, we've got to deal with this. And then like they walk for another page and now there's another monster they've got to deal with, and each interaction with the monster only lasts like a page or two, and I just feel like it could have been expanded on a little bit more. Then we get to the city and then the pacing slows down and it just doesn't seem to mesh together. It's like we were exploring too many things. I feel like this book should either have been a more in-depth into like the darker fairy tale and the monsters, and we get lots of like storytelling moments, which I like, but then you also have that paired with Yvick finding where she is and her heritage, which I also think is really good, and the commentary on religion. But I feel like the two aren't meshing together as well as I would have liked. Not that it's bad, it feels like they're a little bit separate when it could be more. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. It's just, for me, it just doesn't seem to flow well. Also, like I said, the ending, I really don't know how this is going to end. Considering we've only got 35 pages left and part of that is an epilogue, I don't know how well this is going to actually wrap up from where we are. Again, could just be the mood that I want to be reading a cozy murder mystery and I'm not at the minute, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. Like I said, I do think I should have read the ending before I came on here and said it, but at the same time, does it work having my thoughts before the ending? I don't know, because all I'm really going to say once I finished it is whether I liked it or not. That's where I'm at with this book. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not loving it. Books are very subjective, and not just on different people that read it, but also on your mood. That's one thing I do find is if I'm not in the mood for a particular book, I'm never going to enjoy it as much as it has the potential for me to enjoy it. Before I go on more tangents, we're going to put this down. We'll see what happens there. But yes, that is the plan. I think actually, because I'm finishing this tonight, I might take the Pillars of the Earth to work tomorrow to read on my lunch break, because like I say, I like reading a book with lunch, so I'm going to do that, I think. Tomorrow after work, I'm going to the cinema. We're going to be seeing A Haunting in Venice, which is actually an Agatha Christie adaptation. It's the adaptation of The Halloween Party. Very excited to see that, and then Friday we're busy as well, so it'll be good. It's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to it, and then I'm looking forward to Saturday and Sunday, where I plan on not doing much. I plan on just having a couple of more relaxing days and just chilling. Anyway, right, I'm rambling. This has gone on for a while now. I'm rambling away. I'm gonna go. If you can hear a lot of background noise, that is because I have my bedroom window open because my cat is kind of having her head half stuck out of it. She's watching the birds. Let me show you. She looks kind of ridiculous. There we are. This is very whitewashed. Ah, there we go. Getting a bit of a picture going here. But she's got her arm or paw half hanging out the window. She's having a grand old time, so we're just gonna leave it there for her. Deal with any background noise. What was I doing? Yes, updating the weekly vlog. I actually have quite a lot of videos that I want to be doing today, so I've got 2 videos I'd like to film, a video I would like to start, and obviously updating this vlog, so I'm trying to keep track of what I'm doing. I've had a good couple of days though. It's been a good time. I did see The Haunting in Venice and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. It was definitely a lot more spooky than what I was expecting. I am a scaredy cat, and so my partner found it hilarious because I was jumping at all the little jump scares that were in it, and he was like, it's not even scary, and I'm like, it's not, but it's like, it's the creepy atmosphere, and it works for me. I really like the cinematography of it all. I think it translated well the atmosphere, the darker, spookier atmosphere, and that's what I really liked about it. And the mystery was just fun. I really liked the element that Agatha Christie had put to it all, and because it is based on the Halloween party, you really did have more Halloween elements in it, and I think it just worked really well. So yeah, that was good. I really enjoyed it. My partner was like, it was okay, because he didn't find it that scary. The mystery, he was like, it was alright. Not his favourite. He preferred the mousetrap that we went to see, and I think because it's got a different tone to it, that one's a lot more funny. This one was meant to be a lot more spookier, which he wasn't creeped out. So anyway, I liked it. I thought it was a really good time. I've been watching Only Murders in the Building, which is my newest obsession. I've watched it for a few weeks now. Me and my partner started off watching season 1 together, and we are still watching the season together. We did season 1, season 2, we're now on season 3, and we watched that together. But I really felt like having something on in the background while I was doing things, and I just thought, you know what, sod it. Let me get Disney Plus for the time it takes me to rewatch the seasons, because I'm enjoying it. I'm having a good time. It's just like a cozy murder mystery. It's so much fun. So you have everyone in this apartment building, and then a murder happens, and you have these 3 people that get together that are like, well, we can like do a podcast and solve this. Like, they're copying someone else's podcast, well, not copying, but copying the idea of it, and decide that, you know what, we're gonna investigate this because the police ruled it as a suicide and we don't think that's quite right. And it's just really fun. It is a bit silly. It's got the dry humour to it, and I really liked it. It is definitely a cozy murder mystery, and so if you like those sort of books, you might like this show. I think it's really fun, and I'm really looking forward to watching the third season. We've watched the first episode of it, and I really want to just like speed off ahead, but I won't because we're watching it together. But I'd really like to, because it's good. I maybe I could do it and just not tell him, but I probably won't because I'm going to be busy the next few days anyway, and I'm re-watching the season, so by the time I've done that, we'll probably have met up and watched a few more episodes by then anyway. So that was a bit of a tangent. That's actually, I feel like this week has been a bit of a weird one for me because I haven't been reading as much, and you know that already because I mentioned that, but taking the time to do other things of an evening, like journaling every evening and watching Only Murders in the Building instead of reading, has been really nice. And also because, as I've mentioned, I am in that cozy murder mystery feel. I really want to read all the cozy murder mystery books, and so that's definitely what's happening next week because I can't wait anymore. I really want to do it, and so I've ended up watching TV and films and stuff, which I wouldn't normally do, but because it's scratching the murder mystery itch, it's worked really well. Reading wise, I did finish The Wolf and the Woodsman, and this was okay. It was fine. The ending was a bit rushed. I think I just stand by what I said. It's the pacing for me on this one. The atmosphere is really well done. I know if I'm feeling a darker fairy tale-esque book, I would prefer it in that moment, but the pacing is a little bit off for me, and I just think certain things could have been expanded upon or slowed down in places, and then other things that were expanded upon and slowed down could have sped up a tiny bit. Like, it was a weird one for me. I still really liked it. I liked all the themes that were explored. I loved the atmosphere of this book. It just, I think the ending just didn't, you know how I said it really needs to be like, wow, that was amazing, and instead it wasn't. It was a bit like, oh, okay, yeah, fair enough, and that was it. So yeah, it was fine. I'm pleased I read it though. Also, what is going on with this lighting? It's not even that cloudy a day. Let me see what I can do with this. Oh, that would be why my contrast was down rather low. Well, never mind. We're having a very dark start to the video. Well, update I should say. But yeah, it was good. It was fine. I have read a little bit more of The Pillars of the Earth. I'm now up to chapter 16, part 2, page 963. So we're in the last, like, 100 odd pages to go. So I'm looking forward to finishing this off. I am really enjoying it. I think I'm going to do a bigger update on this when I've actually finished this book, although I am going to be talking about it in my wrap up now because I need to film my wrap up today, and this, I mean, I'm pretty much done. I've enjoyed it. I think it's really good, but I will be finishing this off today. Maybe I'll finish it before I do the wrap up. That's probably smarter. It's not going to take me long. I'm really enjoying it. Really pleased that I finished it. One thing I can say actually is I think I would have preferred this if I had read it not quite so long in between each bit, I think, because I've noticed that it's getting a little bit kind of repetitive in nature. Some of the things that are happening is just like the same things. It's like an endless cat and mouse chase between this group of characters, and while I really like them, I think because again I'm in that murder mystery mood at the minute and I want to finish this book up before I move on to my October reads, I'm now noticing the slight repetitions in it. It doesn't detract from the enjoyment because I think it's a brilliantly written book. Been noticing that, so I think I actually would have preferred this if I had finished it last week. Like when I read, before I went on holiday, I read a really good solid chunk of this book in one sitting and I loved it. So I feel like maybe if I'd spread this out over the course of like a single month, maybe the ending I wouldn't be finding so drawn out, but I actually just think that's more to do with my mood than anything else. It's going to be one of those things that once I actually sit down and start reading it, I'm just going to fall back into this world and it's going to be amazing. And that's it really. I've got lots to do. I do want to film my wrap up today, which I'll do in a little bit, and I also want to film another couple of videos for October. I want to start another vlog, but this is going to be a vlog that is a longer video, and that's reading War and Peace, so you won't be seeing me talk about that in my normal weekly vlogs, but there will be a video coming of me reading this tome. I would love to say I'm going to start this today as well, like I would really like to. I really want to read this. I'm really in the mood for it. I've sectioned it all into parts, so I've worked out that this should take me about 8 weeks. I'm really hoping I get started on that. And I would also like to finish Dead Man's Wonderland Volume 3. I started this during my holiday. When me and my partner were on holiday, we were reading this together and we just kind of haven't finished it, and it's like so tiny. I'd really like to get this finished as well, so I might just message him this evening and see if he fancies finishing that up. Please let me know if you've watched Only Murders in the Building or want to see The Haunting in Venice. Both very good. I very much enjoyed that. But right, anyway, let's get on and do all the other filming that I need to do. It's only been literally like 3 hours, but I just got a parcel. Have I done any reading? No. I spent the last 3 hours trying to do lots of filming, tidying up and all of that stuff. I got this and look at what it says on here. Top secret. I am so excited for this. I love the way they've done this with like the evidence tape and everything. So this is actually the book from the publisher, so thank you so much. Let's have a look. Let's open this up. Oh my gosh, so excited. Oh, this is so cool. I love it. Okay, so we've got a pencil because we need to be solving a murder. We have a bookmark to mark our place. It literally says, a bookmark, mark your place or use its sharp edge to slit somebody's throat. Sure, why not, you know? Love that. That's actually a new favourite bookmark I should say. And then the book. Honestly, I think the presentation for this is absolutely stunning because it's actually in an evidence bag. Amazing. I love this. And the book in question is Murder. So this is Killer Puzzles, 100 fiendishly foul murder mystery logic puzzles. I'm so excited to have been given this. This is something that I've been wanting to get for a little while because I just think it's going to be really fun to do. Yes, they sent me a copy. I am so excited. And this is literally what it says on the tin. It is just filled with puzzles for you to solve. You get given the case and you have to work it out, and I'm in such a mood for this. I've been saying all week how all I want to do is read murder mysteries. Literally the last update was telling you about what I've been watching, which is all to do with murder mysteries. So I think today what we're going to do is have some lunch and try and solve one of these. I am so excited for it. I think it's going to be so much fun. This is going to be great. This is exactly what I needed. It's come at the perfect time. Oh my god, thank you so much. This is so good. I'm so happy for this. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that with my trusty pen and everything. I just think the actual box for this was brilliant. I love the packaging of it all. I think it was great, and yeah, so excited. So thank you so much, and let's get to doing some detecting. afternoon. It is just gone the afternoon and I completely forgot that I hadn't wrapped up this vlog. It's only because I started editing it that I realised that I hadn't done that. For some reason I really thought I had. Mainly because I've done so much filming the last couple of days, I've kind of lost track of where I'm at. So we need to wrap this one up, and you know what? I'm actually going to start with talking about Myrtle. Oh my gosh. I have had so much fun over the last couple of days solving these mysteries. So I'm now up to puzzle number 14 and it has just been so much fun. I've really enjoyed it. So at the start of each one you get a little bit of information about it, about why we even have this murder, how it's happened. You then get your suspects, the locations, the weapons, the potential weapons, and then the clues, and then you've got to work it all out to then solve the actual mystery. I'm really enjoying it. I'm still only on the first level of difficulty because there are 100 puzzles in here. The further you go on, the more difficult they get, and I'm really enjoying that. It seems like with each difficulty the story kind of all connects together, so each puzzle continues on from one another, so I'm really enjoying that. It's really good, really fun. I've been doing this with my lunch, like whenever I've been having lunch, so even though I'm not at work I still treat it as if I'm at work in the way I structure my day. Let me close the window, hang on, there's a lot of noise. With doing YouTube I like to separate my days off into what I need to film, what I need to edit and stuff, so I do treat it as a bit of a work day. So I always make sure I take an hour's lunch break, and this has been so much fun to do when I'm eating lunch. This has been so good. I am so excited to have been sent this, and this was by Souvenir Press, so thank you so much. This has been a lifesaver. I'm enjoying this so much. Definitely going to get all the other books of this because it's just so good. It is so fun. Highly recommend, especially if you like a murder mystery or you just generally like puzzles that make you think. Like, this is so much fun, and some of it is just hilarious. Like some of the murder weapons, one of them was a red herring, which obviously we know red herring is a literature term, murder mysteries, that you get a red herring character, like it's meant to make you think the wrong thing, but an actual red herring is a murder weapon in this, which I like those little quirks and those little connections to murder mysteries. I just think it's so much fun. So yeah, absolutely loving this. It's been the highlight of the week. But let's get through the books. So we know that I started off with The Wolf and the Woodsman. I did finish this and it was fine. It was something that I'm pleased that I've read. I just wasn't in the mood for it because I am in the mood for all the murder mysteries, as we know with Myrtle. I never finished Dead Man's Wonderland Volume 3. I'm still in the middle of it with my partner. I do just need to sit down and read this and tell him to read it as well. I just didn't get around to it this week. I did finish The Pillars of the Earth and the ending was so good. It was so fantastic, and we're finally getting comeuppance for some of the characters. It was so good. I think this book has been amazing. I'm kind of a little bit sad that I did read it this week because I haven't been in the mood for any of the books I've been reading this week, so it kind of lessened it, but I know that this is a new favourite book of mine. It is so fantastic. I think it's just my mood has been in a very much like, not a reading slump because I want to read, it's just I want to read books that are more fun and cozy, like the murder mysteries. That's what I want to read, and so as a result I was enjoying this because it's really well written. Like, that hasn't changed. It's just, yes, it's not what I wanted to read this week, so I'm really sorry that this week's been a little bit kind of lackluster in a way. It started off really strong with loads of book mail. I kind of forgot that was even in this vlog because this video has been going on for such a long time, but yeah, so it started off really strong with loads of book mail. Very excited for all of those books, and to be fair, we're ending on a high note with Myrtle and being able to get Myrtle and all of that. So it's not been a bad reading week, but it's also, okay, in terms of reading, it's not been the best. But in terms of things that I've received, fantastic. So yeah, highly recommend Myrtle. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about Myrtle because this is going to be my new obsession. Like, you know, I've been watching Only Murders in the Building, I went to see Haunted in Venice, I've been doing murder mystery puzzles. Like, we know where the vibe is at right now, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. Clearly you should give this a try and get it, but I'm gonna stop now. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, then as always, thank you so much. I am impressed. I know this video is going to be a long one. If you have made it this far, then let's put like a parcel or an envelope or something, because we have had all the book mail. We're gonna leave it there. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it that thumbs up, subscribe and comment. Those 3 things really help this channel grow. My social media links, anyone I've mentioned, will be linked below, and I will catch you in the very next video.